Okay, so Chris is out right now, and as you can see, I'm making the cranberry salad. It takes her forever to do it, and she doesn't really do a good job anyway, so I'm gonna do it right here. So what you're gonna need is I think this was just one bag of cranberries. There's a lot of cranberries in there. You're gonna wanna rinse them off. Same with your apples. You're gonna wanna dice them into little bite-sized cubes. That's not very hard, unless you're retarded, of course. So here we are, cutting these apples. You're also gonna want, obviously, your Jell-O. That's the main attraction here. Black cherry flavor, preferably. That's traditional. But you could use raspberry, which is what we're using here because, as I previously mentioned, Chris is kind of retarded and she couldn't find it in the store. So we're using raspberry. And here we go. You're also gonna need two cups of boiling hot water and 2 cups of ice. But the ice, you can really eyeball it because there's no way you can, unless you ground up the ice into a powder, there's no way you can tell if it's 2 cups or not. But get the core out of here. Get out of there. So once you've got all your apple pieces, if there's some that are too big, you can cut them in half. It's really your preference. If you want an entire slice of apple in there, there's nothing saying you can't do that. You might choke to death on it, but hey, that's your prerogative. So now we're gonna take these cranberries and you're gonna put them in a food processor and you're gonna dice them up nice and small so that they, you'll see. You'll see how big we make them here. You're gonna want them to be about like that. So that's kind of the size that you want. So we're gonna take this out. Come on, get off of there, sucker. We're gonna just dump this into our bowl. See, magic drawer opens by itself. It also hands me silverware by itself. You're gonna dump this into all your apples here, and then just repeat the process until you got no more cranberries left. That's about 1 bag of cranberries. They're like, this big or so. There we go. I don't know if I already said this. Make sure you rinse these off. Make sure you spill them all over the floor when you're doing this part too. Oh, there goes one. I'll probably get the rest of these in here maybe. Okay. Where'd that cranberry go? Okay. Not really doing what I need you to do. take this out. Make sure you spill it all over the place. That's necessary. If you don't spill this all over the place, you're not making it right. And if you're using too big of a bowl where everything fits in it properly, you're also not doing it right. You need a bowl that's too small. It's crucial. I've never made it in the right size bowl in my life. Now that you've got all of that in there, make sure your magic drawer gives you a bowl that's the right size. And putting this back together just so it's out of my way. I'll just unplug it, set it over here. You're going to transfer that into a bowl. Into the bowl. And you're going to get your sugar. Here. And this big jar. And let's see, what kind of a spoon do we need here? Spoon like that. And you're just gonna put some sugar on there to taste. You don't really, not really a definitive measurement. You're just gonna sprinkle it on and mix it together. That's just to knock some of the tartness out of the cranberries, because even though we're adding it into Jell-O, you get a mouthful of cranberry and it's gonna pucker your face up and it's not gonna be very fun. Well, you know, I really should have stirred that with a different spoon. It was very, very smart of me. I'm an intelligent guy. Okay. So a little bit more sugar. That's probably good. I'll learn from my mistake on that one. No. Real smart guy. Okay. This is probably what I should have used to stir it up in the first place. It's this giant spoon that I already had here. And we're gonna call that good. It's about what you want it to look like. You could even just eat this as a snack. Then here, we are gonna get our water up to a boil. Need 2 cups of boiling water, 2 cups of ice. Then you're just going to dump it all into here, into your Jell-O mixture. And you're going to whisk it around until it's all dissolved and then dump the ice in. But we need to get this to a boil. This is the part that takes the longest. I have no idea what you're saying. Okay. Now that that's up to a boil, we're going to take it off without it exploding. And then we're going to dump it into here. It's spraying me with boiling hot water. which doesn't feel very great. We're gonna whisk this around. It smells fantastic. It's really, really simple. It's great for Thanksgiving instead of making a traditional cranberry sauce. Okay. I think that's just about everything's dissolved in there. Try and get some of this off of the sides here. Then we're gonna get our 2 cups of ice. We're gonna go all the way over here to the ice maker. That's the wrong side. That's about 2 cups, maybe a little more. There we go. Walk it all the way back over here. And I'm gonna dump it into this bowl. Be careful, because this is boiling hot Jell-O, and it'll burn your entire body. Then we're going to stir it around some more. So all this ice melts. Go ahead and get a close-up on this one here. This is very enthralling stuff. Very laborious. Okay. At this point, you're going to start to feel it thicken. It's going to want to thicken on the bottom, so try and scrape at the bottom, because you'll get all the granules that didn't dissolve. It'll turn into a thick, a lot thicker Jell-O on the bottom. Oh, magical orange rolled in here. This magical kitchen is great. It gives you everything you need while you're cooking. Now, you're going to dump all of this into the Jell-O, which is going to be fun if I dump it all on the floor or splash it all everywhere. Go. Okay. Now you're just going to want to mix that as well. Just mix it. Just mix it. Mixing it and mixing it. Make sure it's evenly distributed. It's going to be kind of like a slurry. And then, once you got it all mixed up, here's what you're gonna want to do next. Go ahead and get a close-up on this one. It's very important. you're gonna wanna take your zester here and an orange. Doesn't really matter if it's ripe or not. Could be brown and rotting if you wanted. But you're gonna zest your orange. Gonna get all this orange zest and you're gonna sprinkle it on top. I just zested my finger a little bit. That hurt. Didn't feel great. Okay. You're gonna take this orange zest and you're just gonna kind of sprinkle it around. It's really only for garnish, but if you're really looking for it in there, you'll taste it. One thing you can also do that I probably should have done before zesting the orange is cut it in half and squeeze some orange juice into here. Give you more of a citrusy, sour flavor. If you wanted to add some back in after sugaring up your cranberries. So I mean, I guess I could just juice it right on top if I wanted. Slice this in half. And then use my otherworldly brute strength to just juice it into here. That's probably all you need. And then you're gonna let it sit in the fridge for a few hours and it'll set up. It's ready to eat.